This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for March 2, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, JDF soldier killed in Papine. A Jamaica Defense Force soldier was shot and killed while operating a taxi in the Papine area of St. Andrew about 9:30 p.m. Wednesday night. The police confirmed that the deceased soldier, who is from Spanish Town, St. Catherine, was traveling along Rocky Road when he was shot in the back of the head. Head of the St. Andrew Central Police Division, Senior Superintendent Marlon Nesbeth, said that an investigation has already commenced to find the perpetrators. About 9:30 p.m., the soldier was driving a motorcar somewhere called Rocky Road between UTEC and the National Water Commission system when he was shot. We suspect from someone within the car, as there were several persons in the car with him. They made their escape, but we are still piecing the clues at this moment, Nesbeth said. Council for Islington Division, Linton Dixon, has died. The People's National Party has been plunged into mourning following the death of Councillor Lincoln Dixon Thursday morning. Dixon was the party's standard bearer for the Islington Division in St. Mary and was also the sitting chairman of Region 2. PNP President Mark Golding, in offering his condolence to family members, said that the party is shocked and saddened by the sudden passing of Dixon, as it was only last Saturday that Dixon buried his son. So the news of his passing early this morning is particularly mournful. He was a wonderful colleague and a much-loved and dedicated representative of the people. May his soul rest in eternal peace, Golding said. 11-year-old dies after motorcycle hits cow in St. Mary, 13-year-old cousin injured. An 11-year-old student is dead and his 13-year-old cousin is nursing injuries following a motorcycle accident Wednesday. According to the Oracabessa police, the boys were traveling on a motorcycle along the Fontabelle Main Road towards the Crescent Main Road, where they both reside, when the cycle hit a cow. Both were taken to the Port Maria Hospital, where the younger boy died. He has been identified as Javani Smith, a student of Freehill Primary School. His cousin, a student of the Wycliffe Martin School, was still in hospital up to publication time. The Oracabessa police are investigating. Statin struggling to retain census takers. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica is facing a recruitment issue as it seeks to fill the quota required for census takers. Minister of Finance and Public Service Dr. Nigel Clark says Statin is unable to fill the 7,000 people required. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson questioned the high turnover rate of the people employed to conduct the census. The finance minister admitted there is a fair degree of turnover, noting that the challenge has to do with the tightness in the labor market and the availability of persons to fill that role. But he said the remuneration package for census takers has been significantly improved to retain and attract more workers who will be paid per questionnaire and per family. Dr. Clark was addressing the Standing Finance Committee on Wednesday.
There has been a fair degree of turnover in that people who have been trained have moved on. The nature of the challenge has to do with the tightness in the labor market and the availability of persons to fill that role. We have since responded with a significant upward adjustment in the fees, like a significant upward adjustment in the fees to census takers, and those rates are per questionnaire and per family, etc., to try and compete in the labor market for the persons that are needed.
Tucker attack leaves a mom and a family desolate. The past week has been filled with a sorrow and a despair for Sophia Scott and her children. They are one of 7 families who have lost everything they owned in a firebombing incident in Tucker, St. James. But that is not the only burden Scott has to bear. Just one day before the firebombing attack, her 24-year-old son Rexford Jarrett was gunned down in the neighboring community of Granville. Another man, 29-year-old Oreen Reed, was also fatally shot while an off-duty policeman was injured during that Tuesday afternoon attack. The mother of 8, who was also 8 months pregnant at the time of both incidents, has since gone into labor due to the extreme emotional toll this has caused. Her 23-year-old daughter Janty Jarrett told the news. According to police who were on the scene last Thursday, from as early as 9 p.m. on Wednesday, residents were forced to take cover as armed thugs fired indiscriminately on sections of the community. Firefighters who responded to calls that a house and a car were on fire were forced to flee because of heavy gunfire. They later returned after a strong contingent of police arrived and order was restored. However, by then, 4 houses had been totally ravaged in the blaze, while 3 others had been partially damaged. A Toyota Voxy was totally gutted in the inferno, while a Nissan AD wagon motorcar was partially damaged. There were no reported deaths or injuries. Speaking on behalf of her mother, who told the news that she has been overwhelmed and anxious since last Tuesday, Jarrett said their house was one of the 4 destroyed. Luckily, the family was not inside the dwelling when it was set on fire during what has been dubbed a night of terror in Tucker. We lost everything because we were not in the house when it started burning down. We were next door talking. They would get electricity from us, so when we realized the electricity went out from their house, we looked through the window and saw that our house was being burned down, she told the news. But we couldn't go outside to try and save anything because the gunshots were being fired, she added. Pointing out that the family has been left in a state of shock, Jarrett said that her mother has been experiencing extreme distress as not only did her other children lose all of their clothes and school supplies, but the baby items that were bought to welcome her newborn daughter has also been destroyed. All of this shocked us because we never expected this to happen. Everybody was traumatized from the afternoon when we heard that my brother died, and then this happened. She bought everything for the baby but ended up losing everything in the fire, from the baby clothes to the diapers, she explained. Jarrett further told the news that the family is appealing for help as the children have been left with only the clothes on their backs. We would really appreciate it if people could give us some clothes or even material to make clothes, said the grieving young woman. She explained that her siblings, including a 5-year-old girl, an 8-year-old boy, a 14-year-old boy, a 13-year-old boy, and a 3-year-old boy. The school-aged children also need uniforms and supplies for school, but they may all need counseling before heading back as they are mortified by the loss of their brother and the only place they have called home. They are all traumatized, but they're pretending to be fine. I know that they're not though because they lost everything they owned, she said. Jarrett told the news that she does not believe the family's home was the sole target of the attack, as more than one house get burned down, so enough people lose everything right now. However, responding to rumors that new life has been breathed into an older feud between Granville and Tucker, a senior cop who visited the scene last Thursday said the incident is believed to be in retaliation to some murders that took place on Tuesday. The men were trailed from Tucker to Granville and shot there, but it's not like Granville and the Tucker men are at war. It seems to be Tucker and Tucker. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.